Is Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge and Disney World's next DVC resort, somehow connected to Magic Kingdom's new Cars Land? So last week, Disney filed an FAA permit for a 240-foot mobile crane near the site of River Country. This is Disney World's original water park located between Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge. And before 2020 and the pandemic, this is where Disney was building a new DVC resort titled Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge. And for years now, fans have assumed that project had been canceled. But it has seemingly been resurrected in recent weeks and is now moving forward. So what does this have to do with Cars Land that was announced at D23? Well, in the latest episode of the Disney Dish podcast, they reported that Reflections' new construction schedule places its opening around the same time as the Magic Kingdom's new Cars Land. And from their allusions to this news, it doesn't sound like that is a coincidence. So I went and studied all the old concept art for Reflections, and I was surprised by how similar they were in terms of their architectural design and theming. So let me show you. This is the concept art for the resort back when it was first announced and still on track to open in 2022. And it is very modern, perhaps too modern for some, but something that hasn't been talked about enough is the fact that the Magic Kingdom's Cars Land is also going to be modern and set in the present day, which is unlike Frontierland as we know it right now. Also, the upcoming theme park land and this DVC resort have Pacific Northwest feel, kind of like Wilderness Lodge, which I actually discussed in a previous video. However, Cars Land and Reflections are different from Wilderness Lodge in that they have a more alpine aesthetic. An example of this is the cabins for Reflections that Disney previewed years ago. They are A-frames, just like what one of the Cars Land ride buildings is going to be. Also, this Magic Kingdom land will have snow, and both projects share similar color palettes with lots of whites and creams, blues, greens, and tans. Now, back when Reflections was on its way and before this D23 Cars Land announcement, Disney shared which characters it intended to highlight in Lakeside Lodge, and at that time, they included Bambi, Brother Bear, the Fox and the Hound, and Pocahontas. In fact, there was a statue of Pocahontas featured in the lobby. But I think that's changed, and my reason is because Imagineering filed permits for what appears to be the resumption of Reflections mere days before this year's D23 Disney Parks panel, and likely when the Magic Kingdom's Cars Land got the official green light. If so, Reflections' assumed cancellation may not have been entirely due to the pandemic, but part of a retool to better complement to the Cars edition coming to the Magic Kingdom Park. Therefore, while I fully expect Disney to still utilize the characters they previously listed, like Brother Bear and Bambi, and even Pocahontas, I'm now fully expecting references to this Cars Land and Cars and this race that's taking place, and most likely Cars-themed rooms, similar to the Moana rooms at the Polynesian Resort and the Incredibles rooms at the Contemporary Resort. If I'm right, and if Reflections has ties to this Magic Kingdom edition, perhaps Cars won't be the only IP we get when this new part of Frontierland opens. Maybe we'll also get details, Easter eggs, and maybe character meet and greets for Pocahontas and Brother Bear in Magic Kingdom as well. One last bit of evidence for why I think this D23 land is connected to Reflections is that the resort was going to have a Princess and the Frog lakeside restaurant, which I think most fans expected was going to be moved to the Magic Kingdom and replace Pecos Bill's when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opened. The fact that never happened, the fact we still don't have a Tiana's in Magic Kingdom near the ride, and that it wasn't even mentioned at D23, suggests to me that it's still planned for Reflections, further cementing that resort's Magic Kingdom Frontierland ties. So what do you think? Is Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge, going to have some Cars Land theming? Is Imagineering intentionally connecting this DVC resort with its new vision for Frontierland? I think once Disney opens the Polynesian's Island Tower later this year, we'll be getting more official information about it. However, I should note that the 200 plus foot crane that's going to River Country site is going to be there next month in October, and it's going to be quite visible. So maybe, just maybe, when guests start asking questions, we'll start hearing some details then. But if you enjoyed today's video, if you think I may be onto something here, I would so appreciate if you give this video a like and subscribe. It would truly make my day. Also, I will be at Walt Disney World on a work-related assignment here in a few days and hope to have some additional content for you then as well. But regardless, thank you so much for listening and for watching, and I hope you have a magical day.